Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Vittorio Angelone.
The sunglasses won't stay on for the whole show. They just make me seem slightly more arrogant than I actually am. But crucially only slightly, so we'll get them off. Isn't that fun? I've done that 150 times, and every single time I'm like, this is gonna be class. It's such a silly way to start a show. And everyone always thinks there's going to be another pair of sunglasses. I couldn't quite afford the Morpheus from the Matrix ones. But maybe on the next tour, I don't know. It's not just a silly joke. Both pairs of sunglasses are important, of course. These ones keep out the UV rays, but these ones keep out the haters. Both vitally important for the show, I'm sure you'll see. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. This is my second solo show that I've written. My first one was called Translations. It was named after a play. This one's called Who Do You Think You Are? I Am. Thanks. It's named after a viral bowling video that I thought everyone had seen. Has anyone seen the video? Yeah, that's not everyone. And that's a problem, because it's what the show's about. So every time I've done this show, at the start of the show, I just have to describe a video. And that's not what you want. And it's not what I want to do. But in a minute, I'm going to recite a TikTok. But that's stand-up comedy in 2025, you know? We don't do jokes anymore. We just come on stage and recommend YouTube videos. Has everyone seen Charlie Bit My Finger? It's fucking class. The video is of a man called Pete Weber. And I think Pete Weber's my hero. He's a professional 10-pin bowler in America, and he's a very controversial figure in the bowling world. Whatever that means. Basically, lots of people in the bowling world think that Pete Weber is very arrogant. And in the video, he scores a strike to win a tournament. And he gets really excited that he scored a strike. He gets so excited that he kind of forgets how the English language works. A little bit. Not loads. Just enough that when he scores the strike, he screams almost exactly these words at the crowd. Yes, God damn it, that's right, I did it. Who do you think you are? I am. And I think that's class. So I've named my show after it, and very few of you give a fuck. I just think it's a wonderfully arrogant thing to try and say, but then fuck up. I really like a failed attempt at arrogance. I don't know if you remember the sunglasses thing. I think it's good fun. I also think it's quite a funny thing to be arrogant about. You know, bowling. Because that's a silly sport. Because most sports, when you watch them, if someone does the best thing that you can do in that sport, you're like, oh my God, that was amazing. I could never do that. But the best thing you can do in bowling is score a strike. And we've all done that. And none of us were like, woohoo! You just sip your slush puppy and move on, man. Hey, we're filming. Am I going to say that line again? Yes, I am. You just sip your slush puppy and move on, man. It's fine. Fuck off. Do you want to know the mad thing? That's my second favorite Pete Weber video. I'm not a bowling fan. Despite everything on the stage right now, I'm not a bowling fan. I just love Pete Weber. Has anyone seen the other Pete Weber video? One guy. It's always one guy. I'm not a relatable comedian. I'm going to talk about stuff that I like and maybe he likes. The rest of you can leave if you want. You're not here to see Michael McIntyre. Ooh, men keep things in drawers. Shut up, you fucking idiot. there was a lot of enthusiasm for that joke, but certainly like an undeniably mixed response. I would say there was sort of a core little diagonal stripe here of like, yeah, fuck Michael McIntyre, which I like. That's a response that I like. Laughing at the things that I say, clapping at the things that I say. It's all valid. That's all good stuff. I will say we're filming it, and we're pitching it to Netflix, but it's going on YouTube. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? I couldn't even get an American visa. Never mind fucking. You're not gonna hear a fucking da-dong at the start of this. It's gonna be an ad for Squarespace. That's what's gonna be at the start of this. But we are putting it online, and I've done this show all around the world, and I've told that fun little Michael McIntyre joke all around the world. And I've had basically 3 main responses. The first one was that kind of diagonal stripe of like laughing and enjoying the Michael McIntyre joke. The other response that I've had is people really not knowing who Michael McIntyre is, which I also enjoy. But then the third response, and it did happen in this room, is people visibly annoyed at me for making fun of Michael McIntyre. And I need to solve some of these problems, right? So for the people online, or maybe in this room, who don't know who Michael McIntyre is, Michael McIntyre is a multi-millionaire TV comedian, probably the most famous comedian in the UK, and he's currently on a stadium tour all around the world. And for the people in the room who were annoyed about that joke, Michael McIntyre is a multi-millionaire TV comedian who's currently on a stadium tour all around the world. And I'm in a cave in Glasgow. And there's a pub quiz upstairs. Let's not pretend I'm punching down on Michael McIntyre. I'm sure he's fine. He's actually not. He recently had kidney surgery. But my favorite Pete Weber video is from when he's about to retire from the sport of bowling. And he gets interviewed before it happens, because he's a very controversial figure in the bowling world. And the interviewer says, Pete, you're a very controversial figure in the bowling world. Is there anything you'd like to say before you retire from the sport? And my hero, Pete Weber, says yes. He says, I just want to say to all the fans, love me or hate me, you watched. That's all you could do. And then he scores a strike and retires from bowling. Why are you not standing up? Yeah, of course you clapped. You're the only fucker that's seen it. Did the rest of you not understand what I said? Love me or hate me, you watch. That's all. Next time someone says something that cool in front of you, stand up, kick someone, start clap, do you know what? Do you not understand that his whole industry thinks he's arrogant and he has one last chance to change the narrative? And he says, love me or hate me, you watch, that's all you could do. Grow the fuck up, Glasgow. I'm too annoyed about this. Do you want to know why I'm really annoyed? I'm mostly annoyed because I paid Pete Weber £100 on Cameo to announce me to the stage at the start of the show. That's why it's a weird American voice. That was Pete Weber's voice, and none of you give a fuck! It's too late. I need you to care about Pete Weber more than you currently care about Pete Weber. It's very important to the narrative arc of the show. The show's also called Who Do You Think You Are? I Am, because I don't really know who I am. I don't feel like I have a strong sense of my own identity, and I really don't know how I come across to other people. And that's quite difficult as a stand-up comedian. Big part of the job, to be pretty aggressively aware of how I'm coming across to you at all times. But to be honest, dull. There's clues, like when you're laughing. I like that bit. But when you're not laughing, see, it's bad. Nobody likes that. It's my least favorite part of the show. There's things I know I have to address when I perform stand-up comedy, particularly like I live in London and I perform in England a lot. And when I perform for English people, I always have to address my accent because some English people, they can't place where I'm from straight away. And I find if I say I'm from Belfast, it just helps English people to relax. But honestly, if I don't say I'm from Belfast for the whole show, like I can see English people in the audience get really stressed. And I really like that. I like fucking with English people. I don't know if you're familiar with my work. I enjoy it. So sometimes I deliberately don't say I'm from Belfast for the whole show, because then I can just see English people in the audience sat there going... Does he know he talks like that? And I do, thank you for asking. But I get jealous of other comedians. Some comedians come on stage, they start talking, and you know where they're from straight away. Like if an Australian comedian comes on stage, you know that they're Australian. If a comedian from New Zealand comes on stage, you know that they're Australian. And if an American comedian comes on stage, you know that they're racist. And it's just fine. But it's hard for me, because I have to tell you that I'm racist. That was a little joke. Of course it's a joke. Obviously the Australian's racist as well. Everybody's racist in the joke. That's how jokes work. I have to address my name as well. No matter where I perform all around the world, I have to address my name. Because I'm called Vittorio Angelone, which is, of course, fucking stupid. It's so silly for me to be called that. I hate it. Like, every time someone's like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, let's not. I don't want to do this again. It's just because I'm half Italian, that's why I'm called Vittorio. But people are forever telling me it's a cool name. Like, oh, Vittorio, that's such a cool name. I don't think it's a cool name. Look, I don't think very many people think that their own name is cool. Because all your name is to you is the noise you've heard more than any other noise in the whole world. And no matter how cool anyone else thinks it is, all it makes you do is go like this. Huh? That's all your name does. So for that reason, I don't like being called Vittorio. The problem with being called Vittorio is every time someone says the toilets, I turn round. It makes me seem like a real creep. People are like, the toilets? I'm like, yeah. Oh, you ladies enjoy your night. I'm sorry about that. Look, I get that Vittorio Angelone sounds like a cool name if you don't know the direct translation from Italian to English. But unfortunately for me, the direct translation from Italian to English of Vittorio Angelone is Victor Big Angel. Which makes me sound like a paedophile magician. Or as I call them, magicians. Yeah. Because they're all pedophiles. Some people not sure about that one. I honestly don't know if you're offended on behalf of pedophiles or magicians. Look, I should clarify. I'm not saying all pedophiles are magicians. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they both make kids disappear. You're supposed to address what you look like as well. A lot of comedians do that. But I think similar to our names, we see ourselves very often. So we're not necessarily aware of the physical quirks that need addressing when we're on stage in front of a room full of people. And people are very polite. They don't normally tell you what your physical quirks are. Unless you post videos on the internet. Oh, then they tell you. They're very upfront about the whole thing. According to the comments section of TikTok, I have the eyes of a blind man. Apparently you can see what they mean. And ironically, I can't, which is... Who's laughing? The sunglasses don't help with that bit, I don't think. You learn a lot about how you come across to other people from doing stand-up comedy. You know, you're constantly confronted with what other people think about you. It's an interesting experience, sometimes a horrifying experience. Remember, I took my first show up to the Edinburgh Fringe in 2022. If people don't know what the Edinburgh Fringe is, it's an arts festival. And every single year, in the month of August, lots of comedians arrive from all around the world, and you do your show every single day for the whole month, kind of announce yourself to the comedy world, to the comedy industry. I was very excited, but I was very nervous. I didn't know what people were going to think about the show. I didn't know what people were going to think about me. But it went unexpectedly well. The whole run sold out. I got nominated for an award. Didn't win. No. I did not win. She was Mexican and deaf. I didn't have a chance. Look, Lara Ricote is a fantastic comedian. She deservedly won the award. I honestly think she's brilliant. If you don't follow her on social media, follow her on social media and go see her shows any chance you get. She also said I was only allowed to tell that joke if I plugged her social media afterwards. But she is very good. But that show was exciting. I took it on tour all around the country, and I pitched it to Netflix. It went on YouTube again. That's what happened. And it was cool, you know, you get to see the comments, get to see what people think about your show. That's when I realized that I don't quite know how I'm coming across to you guys either. Because I thought my first show was about one thing, but then from speaking to audience members and reading the YouTube comments, I realized that people were getting something quite different than what I thought I was putting out. I thought my first show was about being Irish, but more broadly, it was about resilience in your own self-identity in the face of other people saying negative things about you. A lot of the audience feedback was, yeah, man, fuck the English. And look, I agree. But this is not gonna look good on the internet. Look, I just thought it was deeper than that, you know what I mean? I thought I was a philosopher. It turns out I'm a dickhead. I do think that's a misconception. Like, I make lots of jokes about English people, but I think some people think I hate English people, and that's not true. I don't hate English people. Some of my best friends are English. I think the truth is I like English people different amounts at different times. The time when I like English people the most is when there's international football tournaments on. That's my favorite English people. Because they get so excited. They're like, oh, it's coming home. And it never is. Before anyone corrects me, I am of course aware that the England women's football team, they won the Euros and therefore they brought football home. And I think that's brilliant. Of course I think that's brilliant. I've always believed that women's football belongs in the home. But it's the men's fans I find the most interesting. Because in the weeks and months leading up to the tournament, they get very, very excited. They get very, very filled with expectation. And then the tournament happens, and it doesn't tend to go that well. And they're very disappointed. Because the difference with Irish people, and I think this is true of Scottish people as well, when we watch football, we know. You know? We know. We're not gonna win. So we're just like, bah. And we have a great time. Because Irish people just love misery. It's our favorite thing in the whole world. Irish people love when things are going terribly, terribly wrong. This is my impression of all Irish people at all times. Fuck, that was so shit. It was good crack though, wasn't it? That's how we process the world. But Ireland is so bad at football that we very rarely even qualify for the tournaments. So at the most recent Men's World Cup, I had to engage in the proud Irish tradition of whoever England are against. Those guys. Always been a big fan of those guys. I'm an ultra of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. That's my boyhood team, I'll have you know. And I've always done that. I've always supported whoever England are against. remember at the previous Men's World Cup, maybe 6 or 7 years ago now, I was working at this bar in London. And look at me now, what a glow up. I was working at this bar, and it was the semi-final of the World Cup, England versus Croatia. And England lost, just in case you forgot. And it was on all the big screens in the bar. England versus Croatia, England versus Croatia, England versus Croatia. And I showed up to work in a Celtic top. And this confused some of the English customers. It angered one of the English customers. The guy came up to the bar, saw my shirt and went, "Why? Why are you wearing..." It was James Acaster. Why are you wearing... Why are you wearing a Celtic top? I was like, the thing is, I can't afford a Croatia one. And I thought this got the message across. Not you guys. Never you guys. Never, ever, ever you guys. And I've always done that. Like I said, I've always supported whoever England are against, and I've always had a good time doing it. But I think it's getting out of hand. I think I need to stop. I think I support whoever England are against too much. It's bad. I honestly think I support whoever England are against so much that if I was in Berlin in the 1940s... I'd be in a Celtic top. Fucking yes! Just hyphen everybody, you know? Up the Reich! I think that's why Ireland were neutral in World War II. Yeah, Germany's bad. Have you met these cunts? Not even the Nazis can make Irish people support England. How crazy is that? I think what I'm trying to say is I like football. I like going to football matches in particular, going to the stadium. I think it's very exciting. I think part of that excitement is it's very easy to know who you are when you're at a football match, what your identity is. You've got a team, you've got a group that you're really proud to be a part of. And lots of people do that now. They find the group that they happen to be a part of, they're very proud to be part of that group, and that group becomes their identity. But outside of football, I don't really feel like I have that luxury. None of the groups that I happen to be a part of are things you're allowed to be proud of. I'm what's called a straight white man. A boo. You can't be proud of being a straight white man. Look, I'd love to say otherwise. I'd love to be up here being like, you actually can be proud of being a straight white man, but that's less of a gig, more of a rally. And also, I just don't think it's true. I think, realistically, if somebody came up to me and they were like, I'm a proud lesbian woman, I'd be like, amazing. Good luck on your journey. Have a great day. But if somebody came up to me like, I'm a proud straight white man, I'd be like, check his hard drive. Something's going on. It involves Andrew Tate. I don't know how it involves Andrew Tate, but he's in there, you know? People talk about this male mental health crisis a lot. I think it's an identity crisis as much as it is anything else. I think a lot of straight men now, we don't know what our place is in a progressive society, and we don't know what parts of ourselves we're allowed to be proud of. And straight men, we get a lot of advice from a lot of different places, often in quite aggressive tones. You know, straight men need to do better. Me? Well, what do I need to do? Straight men, you need to check in on how your friends are feeling, and you need to check in on how you're feeling. If there's any straight men in the room who've ever been told to check in on how you're feeling, I would honestly say, don't. It's not for us. I think telling a straight man to check in on how he's feeling should be illegal. Look, I think we should tell young hetero boys to check in on how they're feeling, because they've got time. It's too late for me. The first time someone told me to check in on how I was feeling, I was 25 years old. And when you've never checked in on how you're feeling for 25 years, and then you check in for the first time, It's not good. Someone's like, you need to check in. Oh, okay. Ah! I was so much happier before I found out how sad I am. People say that's because men bottle up all of our emotions. I don't think that's true. I wish it was true. That sounds fun. I repress them all. Can't feel anything positive or negative. It all gets pushed down. Not really in control of it. But they don't all stay. They don't all get bottled up. Different emotions do different things when you push them down. You push down sadness and anger, they stay and they come back up as stand-up comedy. But you push down happiness and it just fucks off. Happiness is busy. It's got places to be. You know, you push it down, it's like, whoop, see you later, bye happiness. No one's walking around like, I've got all this unprocessed happiness from my childhood, and I think it's because my dad always told me that he loved me, and it just stays with you. It bubbles up every so often. I'll just be in Tesco and be like, woohoo! I'm clinically chuffed. Nobody's struggling with that. But I think women are better, generally, at dealing with their mental health and dealing with their emotions. So I've asked women their advice on how men can do better and how I can do better. I've been told that men need to talk more about our mental health, and the way to do that is to talk about mental health the same way we talk about physical health. That'll help remove the stigma. The example I'm always given is, look, if you had the flu, you would take the medicine you needed, the time off work you needed, and go back to work when you're ready to go back to work. We should do the same thing for something like depression. You should take the medicine you need, the time off work you need, and go back to work when you're ready to go back to work. We should talk about mental health the same way we talk about physical health. We should talk about depression the same way we talk about the flu. This is the advice that women have given me, and I think that's incredibly arrogant. Have you ever told a woman you've got the flu? They're not hugely supportive of the whole thing. Here's what it would look like if we all talked about depression the same way we talk about the flu. I'd go into my girlfriend and go, oh, I think I've got depression. She'd go, nah, you're being a bitch. You've got man depression. And that's why we kill ourselves at alarming rates. Thanks for coming along. I think the question that leads me to is, where do straight men get our identities from, if it's not from all this group stuff? A lot of straight men now, I think, get our identities from our jobs. Whatever you do for a living, it's all about providing, putting food on the table. It's a bit regressive. I've had lots of jobs. I don't know if any of them were necessarily my identity. Used to work in a bar. We spoke about that. Don't know if it was necessarily my identity. Used to be a teacher. I had an interesting teaching job. I used to teach African drumming in primary schools in East London. And that whole sentence is true. And look, I'm qualified to do that job. I've got a degree in music, specifically in percussion, and we studied quite a lot of African drumming on the course. In particular, we studied quite a lot of Ghanaian drumming on the course. So I'm qualified to do that job. But it was hard. Because it's East London, so quite a lot of the kids are African. And if that's not cultural appropriation, I don't know what is. I'm just there like, Dikembe, you're doing it wrong. But my granddad said, your granddad doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? I know what I'm talking about. So I don't think working in a bar is my identity, and I don't think teaching African drums is allowed to be my identity. But then about 2 years ago, I got my most recent job. 2 years ago, I became a full-time stand-up comedian. And I was very excited about that. I knew I wanted to be a comedian for a very long time. The truth is probably I thought I wanted to be a comedian for a very long time. I knew I wanted to be a comedian when I did my very first gig. It went terribly. It was in London, an open mic night, in the basement of a kebab shop. How far we've come. And look, I was bad. I belonged in the basement of a kebab shop. It was pretty terrible. But it made sense in a weird way. Because I find everything very stressful. I've got quite severe anxiety. I struggle socially. And if I'm honest, a lot of days I get so anxious I struggle to leave the house. But as soon as I get on stage, all that anxiety just melts away. I completely relax. I know it's where I'm supposed to be. It's the best part of my day, every single day. And I took that first show up to the Edinburgh Fringe in 2022. Like I said, I was really nervous. But all these comedians arrived from all around the world. They're all so weird and wonderful and different. It's like, this is incredible. You walk into any green room, any bar, there's a table full of comedians. You can talk to them. Even if you've never met them before, you can connect because you're comedians. It's like, this is brilliant. This is the group that I'm really proud to be a part of. I love being a comedian and I love other comedians. And then a month after the Edinburgh Fringe that year, I found out that most comedians don't like me. What happened was someone screen recorded a portion of my old podcast and it got sent around lots of comedian WhatsApp groups. And they were being pretty nasty about me in those WhatsApp groups, kind of bullying me behind my back in those WhatsApp groups. In the podcast, I was talking about what it's like to have an unexpectedly good run at the Edinburgh Fringe. I was saying that people kept coming up to me, telling me I was the fucking guy this year. It was my year to be the guy. I'm the fucking guy. And I went on in the podcast to talk about how I was finding that quite stressful. Because a lot of these people that were saying these things, they hadn't even seen my show. They just heard this kind of buzz about it. And I felt this expectation building and building. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to live up to whatever they think this is going to be. I stopped feeling relaxed on stage. I got really, really anxious. I was having panic attacks before the show most days throughout the month. I said all of that in the podcast, but the clip they decided to take was, people keep telling me I'm the fucking guy this year. End of clip. And that got sent around lots of comedian WhatsApp groups. They said some pretty nasty things about me. However, they are comedian WhatsApp groups. So they said some pretty funny things about me. Someone did a funny thing. They edited my poster, changed all the quotes to say, he's the guy. I'm the guy. Incel comedian. That one felt personal. I didn't say incel in the podcast. Comedian friends of mine would come up to me during the festival and be like, oh, it's the fucking guy. Which is funny. It's funnier when you realize that I didn't know the video had gone round. So I just thought it was happening again. And the anxiety got worse and worse and worse. Because I only found out that the video had gone round a month after the festival, when it ended up in a WhatsApp group that I'm in. And I'll never know how many comedians have seen that video. I'll never know how many comedians were nasty about me. I'll never know if any comedians stood up for me. Like, it's probably not all comedians. Some of my best friends are comedians. But for a long time, it felt like it was all comedians. So when I went into a green room or a bar, and I saw a table full of comedians, I wasn't excited anymore. I got really scared that they had this perception of me that was really out of my control. I felt like I lost my right to a first impression with lots of people that I really looked up to. And I felt like the group that I was really desperate to be a part of had completely rejected me. I'll never know how many comedians have seen that video. What I do know is when it ended up in the WhatsApp group that I'm in, the message said it was forwarded many times. Which isn't what you want to see above a video of you. That's normally above a video of a man doing terrible things with a horse. You learn lessons from stuff like that. I learned that the universe is a bastard. At the time, I was doing a show about resilience in your own self-identity in the face of other people saying negative things about you. And the universe kind of went, oh, really? There's things I would have done differently if I could go back in time. There's one thing I would have done differently. Had I known that lots of comedians thought I was very arrogant, I probably wouldn't. Had I known that lots of comedians thought I was very arrogant, I probably wouldn't when I got nominated for the award. Had I known that lots of comedians thought I was very arrogant. I probably wouldn't, when I got nominated for the award, have posted a picture on Instagram. Had I known that lots of comedians thought I was very arrogant, I probably wouldn't, when I got nominated for the award, have posted a picture on Instagram of me smoking a cigar. Fuck it, I'm the guy, man. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm going full Pete Weber. Fuck every single one of them. I really wanted to get the picture of me smoking the cigar printed on a t-shirt and wear it for the whole tour. Literally just to piss off other comedians. And I did order it, but when it arrived, it just didn't fit. I was like, no, I'm arrogant and fat. This is terrible. The problem is it nearly fit, but anytime I raised my arms, it just turned into Winnie the Pooh. I know, it was a tough thing to go through. I'll be honest about that. It was a difficult thing to go through. I was completely miserable. But I'm Irish, so I fucking loved it. I'm lucky as well. I've got a good support system around me. My girlfriend was there. She really looked after me. She's great, my girlfriend. She's my best friend. I love her. We live together now. And I've realized that hanging out with her is the other time where all my anxiety just melts away. And I know that that's where I'm supposed to be. I think she's the person that I'm going to be with forever. And it feels kind of mad to be able to say that quite confidently about someone. But I feel very lucky to be able to say that. I would prefer if comedians liked me. Fuck her, man. She's English. She's a good pal of mine. We hang out. We've got little hobbies. We watch a lot of films together, and we take turns each night to recommend what film we're going to watch. And I thought that was nice, but I've realized that men and women recommend films in very different ways. I'll be like, I think you'd like this film. And she'll be like, I think you could learn some lessons from this film. I'm like, let's watch Avengers. It's really exciting. She's like, let's watch Suffrage. You should respect me more. We're watching Die Hard, and I'm like, did you see that? He just took out a helicopter with a car. And then we're watching The Notebook, and she's like, did you see that? I'm like, what? She's like, he just listened to her. That's fucking crazy. And I'm like, what? We started watching the new show on Netflix recently, a show called Love on the Spectrum. Has anyone seen Love on the Spectrum? Yeah, it's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, I couldn't recommend anything higher. It's my favorite show on TV. It's brilliant. If you haven't seen it, it's a dating show. And all the people in the dating show have autism. It's really, really lovely. It's really, really wholesome. And it's really, really funny. And you feel so bad for laughing. But then the parents in the show laugh, and you're like, I fucking knew it was funny. But when I watch it with my girlfriend, I like to play a little game called Don't Laugh, so she feels like a bad person. So something objectively hilarious happens in the show. She laughs, and I'm like, they're trying their best. My friend told me off for watching that show. He said it was a bad representation of autistic people and it was problematic. I didn't think so. I thought while being entertaining, it was very informative. I was learning quite a lot. A lot of the people in the show, they don't really have a filter. They say exactly what they think. I thought that was an interesting way to process the world. A lot of the other people in the show, they're very into hygiene and cleanliness. It's pretty cool. Handy during a pandemic. And a lot of autistic people, more generally, they have what's called a special interest. A thing that they're really, really into. And a lot of the people in the show are really into video games. I thought it was so nice, so entertaining, so informative. My friend said, no, you shouldn't watch it. It's a bad representation of autistic people. Because put it this way, after watching that show, would you be more or less likely to go out with an autistic girl? And I said, Hey. A girl who actually says what she thinks. And loves cleaning. And is down to play FIFA. I'll have you know that's my ideal woman. I wish my girlfriend was autistic. That's a tough line to laugh at, I agree. Maybe half of you laugh, the other half like, he's trying his best. I really like telling that joke because the whole way through it feels like it's going to be ableist, but it's actually very misogynistic. It's a fun little twist. Although some people do think that routine is offensive to the autistic community. Community, a room full of people not making eye contact isn't a community. That's a Warhammer tournament. If it makes anyone feel any better, I'm currently on the waiting list to find out if I have autism. So I might be allowed to make those jokes I just made. We don't know yet. I know that can divide the room a little bit when I say I'm awaiting diagnosis of autism. I think half the people in the room kind of go, yeah. But I know that some people think I'm just making that up to get away with telling the jokes that I want to tell. And to those people, I don't know what you want from me that would make me seem more autistic than coming on stage and being like, I don't really know how I come across to people. Can't feel any of my emotions. Have you heard of this bowler I really like? And I've been wearing Crocs the whole time. How the fuck could I be more autistic? If I just did the whole show like this, would this be autistic enough for you? You know, nice to be in Glasgow. Came here on the train. Fucking loved it. It's a fun little process trying to get autism. Just got all my vaccines, hoping for the best. It's an interesting diagnostic process, the diagnostic process for autism. Because you still have to phone the doctor like you would for anything else. You have to talk about mental health the same way you talk about physical health. But normally when you phone the doctor, you've got symptoms. You got a blocked nose, you got a sore head, you got all this stuff going on. When you think you have autism, you have to phone the doctor and go, hello, I'm weird. He goes, how weird? Clinically weird, I believe. And they always ask, are you the only person that thinks you have autism? It's everyone in my Instagram DMs. My Instagram messages are just people with autism telling me that I have autism. And the messages don't start, have you considered that you might? The messages start, thank you for representing our community. And did you know you have the eyes of a blind man? They're very upfront. Sorry, we're very upfront about the whole thing. I told the doctor all that. He said, okay, we're happy to proceed to the next phase of the process. I was like, through to round 2. Round 2, they send you out an application form for autism. I don't think that's what they call it. But it felt like an application form. I wrote a cover letter just in case. I was like, I am bad at teamwork. Basically, they email you this document, you have to print it out and write down all the reasons you think you have autism, then send it back to the doctor. They sent it, I printed it, and my girlfriend shoulder barged me out of the way and was like, get me that, you go do Rubik's Cubes in the corner, I'm gonna fucking fill this out. But I took it back, I'm not very good at sharing. Wrote down all the reasons I think I have autism, sent it back to the doctor. He said that all looks good. I think it's because I wrote them in alphabetical order. He said, we're happy to proceed to the next phase of the process. I was like, I'm through to the 3rd round. I'm through to judges' houses of autism. He said, please don't call it that. He said, what's going to happen is a local mental health professional is going to call you at 10:30 in the morning on Monday morning. I was like, great, love a routine. Come on. So I sat down Monday morning, phone in front of me, ready to go. 10:30 comes, there's no phone call. 10:35, still no phone call. Start to get a little bit stressed. 10:40, still no phone call. Start to get more stressed. 10:45, still no phone call. Start to get very stressed. My girlfriend comes in, she's like, why don't you call them? I was like, I'm worried it's part of the test. If I phone them up having a meltdown, being like, you didn't call when you said you were gonna call? I'm like, congrats, bro, you're on the team. You've got autism. Welcome aboard. Aboard? It's a train? Stupid. I used to work in a special needs school. It was really fun. It was my work experience when I was in school. I spent 2 weeks working in a special needs school, which was great. Did feel a little bit like Shutter Island. I was like, do I work here or am I part of the system, you know? None of the other teachers had to wear the uniform. I had 2 favorite days working in the special needs school, and I had a favorite student at the special needs school. My favorite student was called Porrick. Porrick was a legend for the English people and the English people online. Porrick is Irish for Patrick. And I know you think Patrick is Irish for Patrick. But Porrick is more Irish for Patrick. And Porrick was a legend. He was really funny. He was 13 years old and he had Down syndrome. I think he still does have Down syndrome. And he was cool. My favorite thing about Porrick is that even though he was 13, he had the voice of a 54-year-old smoker. This is how he talked. All right, my name's Porrick. That's exactly how he talked. I can feel tension, I can feel pullback. Oh, I don't know, Vittorio, is that offensive? I'll tell you what that is. Spot on. All right, my name is Porrick. That's what he talked like. There was a girl in the class called Emily. And Emily was in a wheelchair and it was her birthday. It was very exciting because it's a very small school. So lots of the classroom assistants in the school, they knew that it was Emily's birthday. So a bunch of different times over the course of the day, a bunch of different classroom assistants came in to speak to Emily about the fact that it was her birthday. Maybe 10 different times over the course of the day, a different classroom assistant would come in and say basically the same thing to Emily. They'd walk in and go, "Oh, Emily, I heard it's your birthday. How old are you today?" And every single time from the other side of the room, Porrick went, 48. And it got funnier and funnier and funnier every time. It was like a Stuart Lee routine. It was incredible. That was my second favorite day working at the special needs school. My favorite day was the day we did sex education. What a day. Because a lady came in from an agency to give the lesson, and I think she mostly worked in mainstream or neurotypical schools, so she wasn't ready for the heckles that you get when you work in a special needs school. It's like a room full of stag doos. It's crazy. She wasn't prepared, so she started the lesson, I think, the way she always started the lesson. She walked to the front of the class and went, "All right, put your hands up if you've got a willy." And all the boys in the class kind of put their hands up. But this little autistic boy at the back just went, "The Brotherhood." And look, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have said that. But I thought it was funny, you know. I still don't know if I've got autism. I've got like Schrodinger's autism, which is good fun. Still awaiting diagnosis. Some people say they're seeking diagnosis. I don't say that. That feels like you want it. I'm awaiting diagnosis because I don't know how to feel about it. I find it a little bit scary. I've got my first appointment with a specialist in a couple of weeks' time. I just don't know. I don't really know what the benefit is. I'm 28, you don't even get a laptop. What's the point? But I've already started to see a bit of a downside from speaking about it publicly. People have begun to patronize me in an interesting way. Suddenly all of my personality traits have become symptoms. It's like, oh, you do that? That's probably autism. Oh, yeah, you do that too? That's probably autism as well. Oh, yeah, fucking some of it's me. Like, if I do get diagnosed, I don't want it to define me. I don't want it to be the most important thing about me. And I don't want it to be my identity. So I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know what the benefit is. Although a TV producer did recently tell me if I do get diagnosed, he can get me on TV almost immediately. Which really shows you how far the industry's come. 50 years ago, TV producers were like, you're gonna have to suck a lot of cocks to make it in this business. But now they're like, are you good at puzzles? And to be honest, I don't think it's the lack of diagnosis that stopped me getting on TV. I reckon it's the jokes. I did a Nazi salute earlier. Can't do that on the BBC. Unless you're in the royal family. I will say, I'm struggling to trust your rounds of applause because you did clap the salute. Look, I know I say some controversial or potentially offensive things on stage, but I don't want to be branded as an offensive comedian because I don't like those guys. You know, the ones you can't say anything anymore on Netflix. Or YouTube. I don't like the way they respond to criticism. I think it's all a bit cringe. Like if somebody's upset by something one of these offensive comedians says, the offensive comedian's always like, well, go fuck yourself. You're too woke. You're a snowflake. I'm sick of this. This is my free speech. I can say whatever I want. I don't care if you're upset. I'm never apologizing. What? If anyone in this room has been upset by anything I've said over the course of the show, I am honestly, from the bottom of my heart, incredibly sorry. I wanted all of you to have a good time. And if you didn't, soz. My bad. I was the only one talking. I reckon it had something to do with me. And I do mean that. I wanted you to have a good time. If you didn't have a good time, I apologize for that. I understand that it's more complicated than that. It's not entirely my fault. I'm not in charge of the jokes that I write. Let me explain. This is my whole creative process, right? I sit down, something pops into my head, and I go, and then I tell you, and if you laugh, I say it again. And if you don't laugh, I don't say it again. End of creative process. So really, it's your fault. Look, I wish nice jokes popped into my head. I wish family-friendly, relatable BBC comedy popped into my head. That doesn't seem to happen. I wish I was up here going like, have you ever noticed that cupboards are... I try every day to improvise a joke about cupboards, and the only thing that ever pops into my head is say cupboards are gay. It'd be so funny if you said cupboards are gay. No, but say they're gay, say they're gay, say cupboards are 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 gay, 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 say it, say cupboards are gay, say they're gay, say cupboards are gay, say cupboards are gay, say cupboards are gay, say cupboards are gay, 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 cupboards are gay. That's my brain, and it's not my fucking fault. And to be honest, cupboards are gay. They are. Have you ever seen them? They're like, hi. They've got a top and a bottom. Always getting people to pull on their knobs. Cupboards are gay, man. I wish I was a progressive comedian. I wish jokes that made the world a better place popped into my head. It doesn't seem to happen, you know. But I'm trying to be a more progressive comedian. For the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm going to try to be a progressive comedian. But it's difficult, because I think some audience members think if you use all the right words, then you're a good person. You're progressive. If you use any of the wrong words, you're a bad person. You're problematic. But I think you can use all the right words and still be a dick about it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm talking about a non-binary person, I should refer to them as they or them. That's the kind, progressive thing to do. You can still be a dick. Oh, I was talking to this non-binary person and they don't deserve rights. You know, like it's hard. You try your best, somehow I'm the dickhead. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I should clarify, I'm putting this online everywhere. I always do try to use people's preferred pronouns. I think it's a really easy way to be kind to people. And I think that is a progressive thing about me. I don't think it's progressive that when I get them right, I celebrate like I've scored a goal. I'm like, they? They're like, uh-huh. I'm like, come on! And it just says he, him on my back. I honestly think I'm too stupid to be as progressive about gender as I'd like to be. Because I've got trans friends, and I really want to support them. I want to make them feel comfortable in their own skin. I want to refer to them in the way they want to be referred to. And I want to speak to them in the way they want to be spoken to. But I'm an idiot. So I just panic. Anytime I meet up with my trans male friends, I'm like, oh, how do you talk to men? All right, big fella. How's the wife? Same thing I mean with my trans female friends. Straight away, I'm like, how do you talk to women? Hey, toots. Nice tits. You know, harass her, pay her less, make her feel comfortable in her own skin. I do think trans women get a particularly hard time of it, politically at the minute, and culturally, especially from comedians and wizard authors. And I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to add to the shit that they have to wade through. I think the way some comedians speak about trans women is disgusting. They speak about them like they're some kind of abstract concept and not a group of people that you should speak about like you would any other group of people. They speak about them like they're some kind of predator or threat or boogeyman, which they hate, boogie woman. And look, I'm not the type of comedian that's going to say you can't make jokes about certain groups of people. I've made jokes about all sorts of different groups of people over the course of the show. I just think you have to speak about them like they're people. I'm not saying you can't make jokes about trans women. Of course you can make jokes about trans women. Here's one. I like hanging out with trans women. My favorite thing about hanging out with trans women is if you say something really funny, you get to hear their old laugh. If you catch them with a real zinger, it's like, and you're like, ah, shit. But I'm trying to be more progressive. I've been learning all different things you're supposed to say. I learned a new one recently. Apparently, when you're speaking about period products, you're not supposed to say women. You're supposed to say people who menstruate. It's the more kind, inclusive, progressive thing to do. And I'm trying to be a progressive comedian. So I'm trying to say people who menstruate instead of women, because I'm trying to be progressive. People who menstruate fucking nag, don't they? They fucking People who menstruate be shopping. They fucking spend. People who menstruate are all sluts. Am I right? I'm gonna start calling men people who come. Like, I know some of you are thinking, oh, if you call men people who come, that just means you've never made a woman come. Women don't come. thank you. If you take any message away from the show this evening, it's that women don't come. I promise. I've checked. Women don't... Let me explain. Women have orgasms. Men come. It's actually our word and our lived experience. It's very offensive that you're using our word. I'm reclaiming the cum word for the male community. Thank you for your support. Because it's a different experience, and you shouldn't use the same word. Having an orgasm versus coming, it's different. You know? When you have an orgasm, it's like... Wow! When you come, it's like... It's different, you know? And some women fake having orgasms. You heard of this? I read about an article once, I couldn't believe it. I said, this is nasty stuff. I think some women think they're like winning an Oscar every time they fake having an orgasm. It's like a B-Tech in drama, tops. It's too easy. I know it's too easy. I've faked having lots of orgasms. Skeptical women in the room. No. I've faked having lots of orgasms. And lots of the men in the room have faked having lots of orgasms as well. We just don't shite on about it quite as much as you do. Lots of men fake having lots of orgasms, and I faked having lots of orgasms, just like women. The difference is, the only times I've ever faked having an orgasm is when a couple minutes before that, I faked not having an orgasm. And then just kept going until it felt like a respectable amount of time. Because faking an orgasm's easy, fucking woohoo, yaha. Faking not having an orgasm's like... What's wrong? Nothing. You look like Ramesh Ranganathan. That's one more comedian that won't like me. Speaking of coming, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. If there is a more sincere message from the show, it's that I don't just want to be defined by the groups that I happen to be a part of. I think there's more to me than that. I think there's more to everyone than just the groups that they happen to be a part of. I'm not just the Irish guy, not just the Italian guy, not just the autistic guy. I'm the fucking guy. That is, unless there are any TV producers watching, then I'm neurodivergent and from an immigrant background. Yeah. Taskmaster, here we go. We'll finish with this. I think my mistake was I put too much of my self-esteem, too much of my self-worth into the group that I really wanted to be a part of, into being a comedian. And it didn't end well for me. That's why I think it's really important to figure out who you are, in your own opinion, what you value about yourself, outside of the group, you know, that you happen to be a part of. I think that's why I love Pete Weber. Because he's a very controversial figure in the bowling world. Lots of people think he's very arrogant, but he doesn't care. He knows who he is. As it turns out, I'm a very controversial figure in the comedy world. Lots of people think I'm very arrogant, but I'm trying not to care. I'm trying to be more like Pete Weber. So to finish the show, in the words of Pete Weber, just on the off chance there are any other comedians watching, just want to say to all the comedians, love me or hate me, you watched. That's all you could do. Thank you so much, Glasgow. You've been absolutely fantastic. I'll see you on Netflix. Bye. Of course he stood up. Of course he did. Thanks so much.
Spark in keeping with my heart. Now there's someone near. I told you from the start I'd only break your heart. Oh, heart, the T-balls turn. I'm trying, dear.
Hey, Vittorio. This is from Vittorio.
He sent it to himself.
You probably sent it to yourself, I'm thinking, but this is from you too. So you made a big show. You wrote a comedy show about me being your hero? Wow. Can't wait. I want to see this. I hope somebody films it and you send it to me. That would be really cool. But, so get out there and do what you know how to do. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vittorio Angelone. Go get him, dude. Have a great day. Have a great show, too. See ya. Who do you think you are? I am.